An elder sister came to visit her younger sister in the country. The elder was married to a tradesman in town, the younger to a peasant in the village. As the sisters sat over their tea talking, the elder began to boast of the advantages of town life. "We have a comfortable life."
We may live roughly, but at least we are free from anxiety.
"You can see how well we dress. What fine clothes our children wear."
You live in better style than we do. But you know, loss and gain are brothers twain. People who are wealthy one day are begging their bread the next.
"We eat and drink good things."
We shall never grow rich, but we shall always have enough to eat. Our way is safer.
Pahom, the master of the house, was listening to the women's chatter.
Perfectly true. We peasants have no time to let any nonsense settle in our heads. Our only trouble is that we haven't enough land. If I had plenty of land, I shouldn't fear the devil himself.
The devil heard all that was said. He was pleased that the peasant's wife had led her husband into boasting.
All right, I'll give you enough land, and by means of that land, I'll get you into my power.
In the winter, the news got about that a lady who had an estate of about 300 acres was going to sell her land. The lady was accepting one half in cash and the other half the next year.
Other people are buying land, and we must also buy 20 acres or so. Life is becoming impossible.
But how will we manage to buy it? We have just 100 rubles.
So, they put their heads together and considered. They sold a colt and one half of their bees, hired out one of the sons as a laborer, and took his wages in advance. The rest they borrowed from a brother-in-law. They scrapped together half the purchase money. Pahom chose out a farm of 40 acres, some of it wooded. He negotiated with the landowner and struck a deal. He gave the undertaking to pay the remaining money within 2 years. So now, Pahom had land of his own, and within a year, he managed to pay off his debts. One day, a peasant happened to pass through Pahom's village. He stayed at Pahom's house for a night. During conversation, Pahom got to know that the peasant had come from beyond the Volga. The land there was so good that the rye sown on it grew as high as a horse, and so thick that 5 cuts of a sickle made a sheaf. Pahom's heart kindled with desire.
Why should I suffer in this narrow hole? I'll sell my land and my homestead here, and will start afresh over there. But I must go and find out all about it myself.
Towards summer, he started his journey to Volga. At last, when he reached there, he found the place just as the stranger had said. Anyone who had money could buy land at 2 shillings an acre, as much good freehold land as he wanted. Having found out all he wished to know, Pahom returned home. He began selling off his belongings. He sold his land at a profit, sold his homestead, and all his cattle. In spring, he started with his family for the new settlement. Now, Pahom had 3 times as much as at his former home. He was 10 times better off than he had been. Pahom was pleased with it all. But when he got used to it, he began to think that even here he had not enough land.
If I were to buy some more land, it would be a different thing altogether.
Now the question of buying more land recurred to him again and again. Pahom came across a peasant who was selling his 1,300 acres at a very cheap price. He bargained and haggled with him, and at last they settled the price at 1,500 rubles, part in cash and part to be paid later. One day, a passing dealer happened to stop at Pahom's house to get feed for his horses. The dealer told Pahom that he was returning from the land of Bashkirs. He had bought 13,000 acres of land from them, all for just 1,000 rubles.
It is extremely cheap. Yes, all one needs is to make friends with the chiefs. I gave away about 100 rubles worth of silk robes and carpets, besides a case of tea and wine to those who would drink.
Pahom piled him with questions.
There is more land than you can cover if you walk a year, and it all belongs to the Bashkirs. You can get land almost for nothing. Why should I get only 1,300 acres with my 1,000 rubles if I can get more than 10 times as much for the money?
Pahom left his wife to look after the homestead and started on his journey with the tradesmen. On the 7th day, they came to a place where the Bashkirs had pitched their tents. Pahom was greeted by Bashkirs, and they led him into one of the best tents. Pahom distributed gifts among them. The interpreter was translating everything to Pahom.
They wish to tell you that it is their custom to do all they can to please a guest and repay his gifts. You have given us gifts. Now tell us which of the things that we possess please you the best, so that we can also present you. What pleases me most is your land. Our land is crowded and the soil is exhausted, but you have plenty of land and it is all good land. Welcome. It's an honor for us to have you here. Thanks, sir. I have bought a few gifts for you. Please accept them. Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you very much. You can choose whichever piece of land you like. And what will be the price, sir? Our price is always the same. 1,000 rubles a day. What? A day? How many acres that would be? We do not have any measuring rod. We sell it by day. Whatever area you cover while walking on your feet will be yours, and the price will be 1,000 rubles a day. But in a day, you can cover a big piece of land. That will all be yours. But there is one condition. If you don't return on the same day to the spot where you started from, your money is lost. Okay, so I'll start off tomorrow morning. What a large track I can walk off. I can easily do 35 miles in a day.
Pahom was very excited, so he could not sleep properly. He thought about the land he would cover. In the morning, he got up, woke up the man sleeping in the cart, and set off to call the Bashkirs.
See, all this, as far as your eyes can reach, is ours. You may have any part of it you like. Great! It's all virgin soil. This will be the mark. Start from here and return here again. Go round. All the land you go round shall be yours.
Pahom got ready, and after paying the amount, he started off to cover the land.
I'll go for another 3 miles and then we'll turn to the left. This spot is too fine to miss. This land is much better here. I have gone far enough in this direction. It is time to turn. Besides, I am in regular sweat and very thirsty. Well, I must have a rest. An hour to suffer, lifetime to rest.
Although it was very hot and he grew tired and sleepy, but he went on and on to cover more and more land. Late in the afternoon, Pahom thought of turning back. So he hurriedly dug a hole and turned straight towards the hillock.
What shall I do? I have grasped much and ruined the whole affair. I can't get there before the sun sets.
Pahom looked at the sun, which was going to set, and got afraid that he won't be able to reach the starting point. So he went on and on. He saw people on the hillock waving at him and bugging him up. The sun had reached the earth.
Oh, that's a fine fellow. He has gained much land.
6 feet from his head to his heels was all he needed. Thus, we see that Pahom's greed for more land led him to death, after which he required just 6 feet of land to be buried. So, my dear students, we should feel contented in whatever God has given us. We should not follow unfair means to grab more, as greediness is a curse.